Bryce. Okay, we're going to go over the memo. Basically, they tell you read the following instructions carefully. We are looking at Cricket Inc., right? Cricket Inc. uses a profit markup of 20% for all cash and credit sales. They tell you round off any calculations to the nearest rand. Right. They tell you you're required to complete the following journals, the CRJ, CPJ, and DJ, as well as the debtors ledgers for R. Rickleton and B. Glover. They give you the outstanding balances to date. R. Rickleton is D1 and B. Glover is D2. So if we look at the transactions, on the first, we receive a direct deposit from the owner, Al Ngidi, towards his capital contribution of 42,000 Rand. Zach, which journal is that going into? Okay, CRJ. So let's just go in and we'll say CRJ, and let's make that a different color. Okay, so that goes into the CRJ. That is the worst color imaginable. Sorry. Okay, so that goes into the CRJ. Cash sales according to the cash register roll. What journal does that go into, Chris? What journal does the second transaction go into? Cash sales according to the cash register roll. Someone said it? CRJ. Okay, so we can put that there. That's everything on the first day. So let's go into our CRJ. We don't need to put that anywhere else. If we have a look. Okay. On the first, Lungi Ngidi, the owner, paid his capital of 42,000 Rand. It was a direct deposit. You get a mark for saying bank statement because it was a direct deposit. You get a mark for saying or leaving analysis blank. Because it was a direct deposit, there's no need for analysis. Because it was a direct deposit, it gets banked immediately. So you don't add these two figures up. Remember, a direct deposit goes into the bank straight away, so we bank it as it is. Okay? You go under sundry accounts and your detail there is, or your amount is 42,000 Rand, your detail being capital. Okay? Please just pay attention to where the ticks are. On the same day, they tell you our cash sales for merchandise. Document number is the CRR. The date remains the same. Our detail is sales. Remember, we're not worried about who we're selling to. We are selling merchandise, so our detail is sales, and you get a mark there. Analysis was 3,250. Bank 3,250, you get a mark there. Sales 3,250, and we have to work out our cost of sales using our formula. From going sales to cost of sales, we divide by 1 plus the markup. So the markup here was 20%, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll divide 3,250 divided by 1.2, which should give you 2,708. Everyone happy with that? Okay. If we go back up, the next transaction was on the 4th. We sold stock on credit for 6,500 Rand to R. Rickleton, issued invoice number 6. Demelza, which books do these go into? The DJ as well as the? What? Where else does this go? He's buying on credit. We're putting it into the debtors journal, which has all of our credit sales. The debtors ledger. So you will go into R. Rickleton's debtors ledger and we'll put it in like that. Let's just make this another color, please. Okay. So if we go down to the debtors journal, the date was the 4th. We used invoice number 6, and Rickleton bought from us on credit, right? The document they give us, invoice number 6, the date they give us, they tell us who the debtor is. Up at the top, they tell us that he's D1. And again, in the information, they tell us he's D1. So if we go to folio, D1, the sales figure that they give us is 6,500. We need to work out our cost of sales figure. We go 6,500 divided by 1.2, and that should give you 5,417 Rand. Right? How would we start off Rickleton's debtors ledger? Okay, obviously we know that he's purchasing from us again, but what is the first details that we put into the debtors ledger? Account rendered, spot on. What would the date be? The first of the month, so it would be the 1st of June. We'd have account rendered, and at the top they give us his balance of 1,450. Okay, everyone happy with that so far? Now he's buying from us. On the 4th, they tell us it's invoice number 6. Do we debit or credit his account? We debit, and what's the amount? 6,500, and what is his new balance? 7,950 is his new balance. You get a mark here for saying invoice number 6 and a mark here for debiting his account with 6,500. Some of you did like extremely weird things, like people were working at sales and cost of sales in the debit and credit column. Like my mind was blown. I didn't know what was going on. So please make sure that we go over this and you're paying attention here while we're doing it, right? The next transaction, also on the 4th, we cashed a check, or check number 4, to pay for the owner's personal use. Where does that go, Zetu? Yo, CRJ. Okay, CPJ, let's just make that a different color. CPJ. On the same day, we issued receipt number 8 to B. Glover for full payment of their account. What books does that go to? CRJ. Where else? Debtors ledger. Okay, CRJ and the debtors ledger. If we go to the CPJ first, right? Check number 4 for the owner's personal use. When the owner uses money for his own personal use, what do we call that? Drawings. So our detail here, what's our detail, Zach? He's cashing a check. Someone help Zach. Okay, our detail is cash. You get a mark there. The amount is 1,250. Is there a column here for drawings? So where do we take it, Kanye? Sundry account. The amount is 1,250, and the detail is drawings. So your transaction on the 4th should look like that. On the same day, on the 4th, using receipt number 8, we've got a full settlement of the account from B. Glover. Okay? Where do we find the settlement account? Or the settlement amount, sorry? Okay, at the top, they've shown us in our debtors list that B. Glover owes us 2,640 Rand as it stands. If we go down to his debtors ledger, we start off his account on the 1st with account rendered and his balance brought down, which is 2,640, right? He's now paying us back. So we first receive the money in the CRJ. The analysis of receipts should be 2,640. The bank amount should be 2,640. What column does this money go into? Spot on. Debtors control. Why? He's paying us back, meaning debtors control decreases because now he owes us less. We are sorted in the CRJ. How do we go about this now in the debtors ledger? The date would be the 4th. What is our detail, Sanele? Receipt number 8. You'll get a mark there. Who else haven't I picked on yet? Caitlin, are we debiting or crediting his account? Are you sure? Okay, we're crediting his account because we are decreasing his account. And what then is his new balance? Zero. Spot on. Okay. Do we need to do anything else for that transaction? We've done our CRJ, we've done our debtors ledger. Are we all happy with that so far? Okay. Our next transaction was on the 7th. We purchased the following from G. Rulofson and we paid by check. So on the 7th, this is one transaction. It is one check to one person for two different things. What book do we go into, Alex? CPJ or CRJ or DJ? We paying someone with a check? CPJ, spot on. If we now go to our CPJ, we pay Rulofson for two different things, right? What check number are we using? What? 5, the date. Okay, and who are we paying? G. Rulofson, cool. We put that in. Now they tell us we're buying two different things. Trading stock for 9,500 Rand and equipment for 4,200 Rand. So what is our bank figure, someone? 13,700 Rand. Cool. Now we're buying two different things from him. Is there a column for trading stock? Okay. So in trading stock, we put in our 9,500 Rand, just like that. And then there's no column for equipment, right? So where do we take it to? Sundry account, spot on, right? 4,200 Rand with your detail as equipment. Any questions so far? No. On the same day, on the 7th, we issued a receipt to R. Rickleton for part payment of his account. The amount was 940 Rand. If we are issuing a receipt here, what book are we in? CRJ, and what else do we need to look at? If he's settling part of his account? The debtors ledger. Right. So we go, you mark it off as that. Let's start off in the CRJ. He's paying us back. So we assume it's the next receipt. The date is the 7th. Sorry, I just need to add that in. The date is the 7th. What is the amount he's paying us? 940 Rand under analysis, under bank. And what other column, please, Manuela? Under debtors control. Cool. He's paying us back what he owes us. Have I left anything out there? What have I left out? The folio. Is Rickleton D1 or D2? D1. This folio column is now important. There's a mark there. Okay, many of you left it blank. Now that we work with debtors and creditors, you need to show the folio, please. Right. Yes, that should be D2. Sorry. Well done, Bryce. Okay. Now if we go down, we sorted now in the CRJ, we need to sort out Rickleton's debtors ledger. On the 7th, he's buying from us using an invoice or receipt? A receipt, okay, cool. Sorry, he's paying us back using a receipt number 9. Are we debiting or crediting his account? Crediting with 940, that is his part payment. And the new balance should be 7,010. What else did we leave out here? Our folios. Okay. You get marks for saying when he purchases on credit for 6,500, we pull that information from the DJ. Okay. when he partially pays us back, we pull that information from the CRJ. So you need to have those in. If we look at the next transaction, on the 11th, we purchased goods for 6,260 Rand from N Brand, and we issued a check for this. What book are we in? CPJ, spot on. Okay. On the same day, we received rent from a tenant, T. Dezorzi, and we issued a receipt for 11,400 Rand. CPJ, CRJ. CRJ. Let me just get one of those. CRJ. Any other transactions on the same day? No. So let's go to our CPJ first. We're buying. What are we buying? Goods. What is goods classified as? What is merchandise classified as? Okay, goods, merchandise, and stock are all trading stock. Well done. So they tell us we purchased by check on the 11th. Who are we buying from? In Brand. The bank figure should be 6,260. I need to change that, as well as trading stock. Oh, technology. Okay, and it's 6,260. Everyone happy with that? Now in the CRJ, we are receiving rent from a tenant, Dezorzi. We issued him a receipt. It should be number 10 on the 11th. He's not a debtor to us, so we can leave folio blank. The analysis should be 11,400. Bank should be 11,400. Is there a column for rent income? So we pull it across to sundry. We should have 11,400 Rand there, as well as the detail rent income. Everyone happy with that? Okay. Moving towards the back end of it. On the 20th, we issued a receipt to R. Rickleton, debtor 1, for full settlement of his account. Now, this all depended on what you did previously. If he's settling his account as in full, right? First of all, what books are we in? CRJ and? Okay, CRJ and the debtor's ledger. Why? We're receiving the money from him, so we can put it in our CRJ, but we also need to record his personal account with us, and that is in our debtor's ledger. He's got a specific debtor's ledger to him. Let's start off in the CRJ. Or actually, let's go to the debtor's ledger first. Why? What can we see in the debtor's ledger? How much does he owe us as per his last transaction? 7,010 Rand. They don't give us an amount in the transaction. They tell us he settles his account in full. So if he owes us 7,010 Rand and he settles it in full, how much is he paying us? Okay, 7,010. Well done. Now, we know we've issued him receipt number 11. Where are we getting this information from? CRJ, because that's where we've issued him the receipt. Are we debiting or crediting his account? We are crediting his account as he's paying us back. Debtors control decreases. Remember, dead click. Now, if we look at his balance, what should his new balance be? 0. Spot on. Okay, now we just need to go up to the CRJ and put in this entry. They tell us we issue him with a receipt. What's the receipt number, Tegan? Okay, they tell us the receipt. We issue him with a receipt. Receipts generally go in chronological order. What is the receipt number? Okay, receipt number 11. On the 20th, who's paying us? R. Rickleton. Cool. Where is he? Do we need to put anything in the folio column? Okay, D1 or D2? D1. How much is Rickleton paying us? 7,010 Rand. We put it under analysis, we put it under bank. Where does the final 7,010 go? Under debtors control. Spot on again. Debtors is decreasing. Sorry, that should have been a 0. Happy days. Should be 2 transactions left. Sales for the day were as follows. So on the 22nd, we had cash sales. Where does our cash sales go? Huh? CRJ. Cool. Okay. And then on the same day, we had credit sales to B Glover, invoice number 7. What book does that go into? And we go into the debtors ledger as well as the debtors journal. Okay? Debtors journal for all the credit sales. Debtors ledger, each individual debtor has their own book where we keep track of their account. Right. If we look at the cash sales for the day on the 22nd, we put in our source document, which is source document for cash sales, Turner, CRR. The date is the 22nd. Tor, what's our detail? Sales. There's nothing in the folio column. Felicity, what is our analysis? It is 3,400 Rand. Cool. What is our bank figure, Felicity? And our sales figure? Okay, 3,400 all the way through. Spot on. How do we work out our cost of sales? They give us our markup of 20%. Okay, they give us our markup of 20%. We go 3,400 divided by 1.2, and you should get 2,283 Rand. Okay, happy days. Have we missed anything more? Okay, on the same day, Chris, is your hand up or are you just playing with your hair? Okay, cool. Just checking. On the same day, we had credit sales, so we go through to our debtors journal as well as our debtors ledger. If we look at our DJ, we have invoice number 7 on the 22nd. They give us that information. Who is our debtor? B Glover. What is his folio? D2, spot on. And then what is our sales figure? 1,140. Okay. How do we work out our cost of sales? They tell us the markup's 20%. We go 1,140 divided by 1.2, which should give us 950 Rand. Cool. Have we done everything there? No. What do we still need to do, Claudia? The debtors ledger. If we go to Glover's debtors ledger on the 22nd of June, he pays us with invoice number 6. Where are we pulling this information from? The CRJ. Sorry. CRJ, really? Debtors journal. It's credit sales. Okay, are we debiting or crediting Glover's account? Debiting, okay. He's bought more from us. He now owes us more. What's his new balance? 1,140, okay. Previously, he owed us nothing. He's now purchased on credit for 1,140. And now his new balance is 1,140, what he owes us. If we look at the last transaction, on the 27th, B Glover purchased more goods with a cost price of 2,150 Rand on credit. We look in the DJ and the DL. Importantly here, guys, they tell us it is the cost price of 2,150 Rand. If we go into our debtors journal, immediately we can actually put in our cost price of 2,150 Rand. Okay, what is our details here, Chris? You don't know? Someone help Chris out. What is our detail here? Invoice 8, the date is the 27th. Who is purchasing from us? B. Glover. Is he debtor 1 or debtor 2? D2. And then we need to work out our sales figure. To go from cost of sales to sales, we multiply, and our markup's 20%, so we multiply 2,150 times by 1.2, and it should give us 2,580 Rand for 2 marks. Okay. Any questions so far? Are we done yet? No. One more entry into Glover's debtors ledger. On the 27th, what source document? Invoice number 8. Where are we pulling the information from? The DJ, well done. And finally, are we debiting or crediting his account? We're debiting, and the amount is? Okay, 2,580. It's important here because they've given us the cost of sales or the cost price. We need to work out what he actually pays. Okay, and that's important that we drag that figure down, 2,580. That is what he owes us, or how much more he's purchasing from us. What is his new balance? 3,720. You add the 1,140 and you add the 2,580. You should get your new balance of 3,720. That is our last transaction, ladies and gentlemen. If we just have a look, here's your final CRJ. Make sure you've got all your figures. Here's your final CPJ. Make sure you've got all your figures and ticks. Your DJ. And then your 2 debtors ledgers. Right. Any questions?